Hello and welcome to the Drawhunter. I'm your charming host, Kevin Cleary, and normally this is the only football gambling podcast where we don't pick any winners. We hunt for the result that pays better than most of those win bets. We hunt for the draw most of the time here on this podcast, but today we are doing something different. This is the third of 3 shows that we're doing to preview the upcoming World Cup in North America next month. We're previewing each of the 12 groups, all of the teams, their chances for surviving the group stage, and we wrap it up today with the final 4 groups of countries, groups I through L, to complete the 48 teams that are playing. And in Group I, we have France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. Leading off Group I, France are one of the most complete teams in the tournament. They are a contender to win the entire thing. They can dominate possession. They can destroy opponents in transition. Their athleticism is unmatched, and they punish turnovers ruthlessly. Defensively, they're a compact and disciplined team. Psychologically, they're confident and experienced. Their group stage profile leads towards decisive wins, but deep block opponents can slow them down. Draws for this team are possible, but not common. Next, we have Senegal. Senegal are a physically dominant and defensively reliable team. Their back line is athletic and aggressive, and their midfield excels at ball winning and transitions. In attack, they rely on pace and directness. Psychologically, they're tough, and they're a composed team. They've been here before. Their matches tend to be tight and low scoring. Iraq defends deep. They keep numbers behind the ball, and they try to make matches about duels and set pieces. In possession, they're direct and they're kind of limited. Psychologically, they're gritty, but they can be overwhelmed by sustained pressure. Against mid-tier opponents, they can grind out a low-event match. Against elites, they're more likely to be pinned back and have a very difficult time. Norway combines physicality, an aerial dominance, and a strong individual talent in attack. They're a dangerous team in transitions and set pieces, but they can struggle to break down compact defenses. Defensively, they're solid, but they're not elite. Psychologically, they're steady, and they can be overly reliant on star moments. Their matches tend to be medium event with clear momentum swings. On match day 1 in Group I, France is going to play Senegal and Iraq is going to play Norway. And in the France-Senegal game, France are the clear favorites here. They're on talent and depth, but Senegal's defensive quality and athleticism might be able to keep this tight. They're able to frustrate sides. And France often manage tournaments with a pragmatism, accepting low event games when needed. So, all that said, I think at the end of this game we're going to see France victorious as they start off their group play. The other game on match day 1, Iraq versus Norway. Norway's attack can just blow games open, but in a tournament setting, they may be more controlled. We call this risk aversion, when the risk aversion mode is activated. Iraq will likely sit deep and try to limit space, but Norway's attacking ceiling is significantly higher. Iraq's best path, quite frankly, is a deep block and some set pieces. I think Norway is going to take this game. Match day 2, we've got France versus Iraq, Norway versus Senegal. Then match day 3, we've got Norway versus France and Senegal versus Iraq. And I think at the end of those matches, we're going to see France winning this group, probably clearly and easily. And I think Senegal will be the second place team that will move on from the group. Group J, we've got Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Who let a team in there without an A? I don't know. That's bad organization on FIFA's part. Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan in Group J. Argentina. I think we all know what an excellent team Argentina has, and their entire country is dedicated to creating a team that can contend for some of the biggest prizes in world soccer. And our Argentina are elite game managers, quite frankly, with unmatched control of the tempo and the spacing. They're comfortable slowing the game down. They're comfortable speeding the game up. They're comfortable locking it into a defensive rhythm. In possession, they're patient. They're incisive. Defensively, they're disciplined, and they rarely concede high quality chances. Psychologically, this is a calm and experienced team. Their group stage profile leans towards controlled wins and very low chaos matches. Algeria bring a technical quality, a tactical flexibility, and a strong competitive mentality. Their midfield is creative, and their attack relies on combination play and individual brilliance. Defensively, they can be solid, but they are vulnerable when they're stretched wide. Psychologically, they're confident, but they're inconsistent. Their matches tend to feature a mix of control and volatility. Austria, however, are organized, intense, and they're tactically very modern. They press aggressively, they play a vertical game, and they rely on collective movement. Defensively, they're compact, they're disciplined. In possession, they're efficient rather than expansive. Psychologically, they're resilient and they're well coached. Their matches tend to be a very medium event with strong structure. And lastly, in this group, Jordan. Jordan defends deep. They keep numbers behind the ball, and they rely on set pieces and counterattacks. They're disciplined, but they're limited, especially in possession. Psychologically, they're spirited, but they can be overwhelmed by sustained pressure. Their matches tend to be low event versus peers and one-sided versus the elites because they just can't keep up. I think they've got a lot of draw potential, mainly in some of their lower tier matchups. Match day one in this group, in Group J, sees Argentina playing Algeria at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, and Austria playing Jordan at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, just to throw those locations in there just for fun. And with the Austria versus Jordan game, Austria's pressing and intensity should force Jordan into mistakes and limit their attacking volume. Austria should win this game. I hate to say easily, but it should be fairly easy for them. Then we've got Argentina versus Algeria. And Argentina's pragmatic but efficient style usually yields a narrow win here. Algeria are good enough to avoid a rout, but they're still underdogs here. Argentina's most likely outcome here is an Argentinian win. On match day 2, we've got Argentina versus Austria, Jordan versus Algeria, and then match day 3 shows us Jordan versus Argentina and Algeria versus Austria. And at the end of all three of those match days, I think we've got a clear favorite in Argentina coming out of the group as a winner, and I think Austria will be the second place team moving on. Group K. Oh, what an interesting group Group K is. Portugal, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. What can you say about Portugal? They're an elite team, and they are talent rich, quite frankly, with elite attackers and technically gifted midfielders. They're fluid in possession. They're very dangerous in their transitions, and they're a disciplined defensive team. Their only real vulnerability is an occasional over-reliance on individual brilliance. Psychologically, they're composed, they're experienced. Their group stage profile leans towards controlled wins. The Democratic Republic of the Congo bring athleticism, physicality, and a direct attacking play style. They're dangerous in transitions, but they're inconsistent in possession. Defensively, they can be stretched by quick switches or sustained volatility. Psychologically, they're fearless, but erratic. Their matches tend to be chaotic rather than controlled. You just never know what you're going to get with the Congo on a day-to-day basis. Uzbekistan are a technical, organized, and they're improving. They can keep the ball under pressure. They combine well in midfield. Defensively, they're disciplined, but they can be exposed by the elite pace of some of the elite teams. Psychologically, they're ambitious, but they are inexperienced. Their matches tend to be medium event games with controlled phases. Lastly, in this group, Colombia. Colombia bring a technical quality. They've got an emotional intensity, and they've got very high tempo play. Their midfield is creative, and their attack relies on fluid movement. Defensively, they can be solid, but they are vulnerable when stretched to the full length of the pitch. Psychologically, they're a momentum-driven team. Their matches tend to feature swings and moments of chaos. Match day 1 in this group shows us Portugal playing the Congo in Houston and Uzbekistan playing Colombia in Mexico City. For the Portugal versus the Congo game, well, Portugal's control and attacking depth should lead the way here. The Congo's best path towards any sort of quote-unquote victory here is a low-event, deep block type game, but Portugal's got a set piece and an individual quality that usually finds a breakthrough. Portugal should control possession and chance creation very comfortably here and take home a victory in the first game. Uzbekistan versus Colombia. Well, Colombia are the favorites here, but they're not typically a high-margin tournament side. They often play kind of within themselves, Colombia are the rightful favorites with better talent and defensive metrics, but Uzbekistan are good enough to keep it close, even if they're not going to be the favored team here. I do think Colombia will take the victory in the first game over Uzbekistan. And then in match day 2, you've got Portugal playing Uzbekistan, then Colombia's playing the Congo. Then in match day 3, Colombia plays Portugal to wrap it up, and Congo plays Uzbekistan. That's an important game for Colombia and Portugal on match day 3. We've got we've got Portugal winning I think at the end of the day there, after all is said and done, we will see Portugal emerging from this group as the winner, and I believe Colombia in second place. Now, Group L, we've got England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. What an interesting group. England, what can you say about England? They're always there. They are a deep, balanced, and defensively strong team. They control matches through patient possession, wide rotations, and disciplined structure. Their attack is versatile, but sometimes overly cautious. Psychologically, they're composed, but they can tighten up under pressure. Their group stage profile leans towards a controlled wins and some low chaos matches here. Croatia are elite game managers with world-class midfield control. They dictate tempo. They maintain compact defensive shape, and they rarely concede high-quality chances. Psychologically, they're calm and very experienced. Their matches tend to be very low event and controlled games. Ghana are athletic, they're aggressive, and they're emotionally charged. They press in moments, they attack directly, and they rely on individual brilliance. Defensively, they can be solid, but they're prone to lapses when they're stretched. Psychologically, they're momentum-driven, and they can be thrown off if they have to chase. Their matches tend to be medium to high event with volatility. Lots and lots of volatility. Panama rely on an intensity, a physicality, and a collective effort. They're a true team's team. They press in moments and they disrupt rhythm through contact. They're very, very physical. In possession, they're direct and opportunistic. Defensively, they can be stretched by sustained pressure. Psychologically, they're spirited, but they're volatile. Their matches tend to be very chaotic rather than controlled. Match day 1 in this group sees England playing Croatia and Ghana playing Panama. For the England-Croatia game, well, these two have a history of cagey tactical battles that they've played against each other. Both of them are comfortable in possession, and they're both very strong defensively, which tends to compress score lines. This is actually a spot where a draw could be a serious potential, but I'm not picking the draws this time, as I've said in the other episodes. We're going to wait for the individual episodes as the games are happening right before the games, like we usually do it. In this instance, England has the higher ceiling. They have the deeper bench. Croatia's tournament and ball retention make this a potentially tight game, but I think England is going to take it home here. Ghana versus Panama on match day 1 in this group. Well, like I said, Ghana's games can be chaotic, but against a disciplined CONCACAF side like Panama, things may settle into a more structured pattern. Ghana's athleticism and attacking upside give them the edge here. Panama's structure keeps them competitive, but I think second best. And I think we will see Ghana take that game to start off the group stage. Match day 2, we see England playing Ghana, we see Panama playing Croatia, and then match day 3, we see Panama playing England and Croatia playing Ghana. I think at the end of those 3 days, those 3 match days, I think we will see England taking the group as the winner. And I think we might see Croatia as the second place team here. That's it for Group L. And that wraps up our extensive and exhaustive 3-show preview of all the groups, countries, and teams. We will have complete World Cup analysis and coverage here through to the final and after. This is going to be a fun World Cup. That's it for this episode of The Drawhunter. I am still your charming host, Kevin Cleary. New episodes normally drop twice a week, Mondays for all the midweek action, Thursdays for the weekend slate. Please subscribe to our show. Give us a like and a nice review. You can do it at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, or wherever you got your podcast today. If you have any questions or comments, please email us at drawhunterpodcast@gmail.com. That's drawhunterpodcast@gmail.com. From the entire Drawhunter team, thank you for listening, and we'll see you at the World Cup. Gambling involves risk. Please gamble responsibly. This show is for informational and entertainment purposes only. No guarantees are made regarding results or financial gain. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. You must be of legal age to participate in gambling activities. Check your local laws and regulations before placing any bets. Lastly, this podcast was made by humans, except no substitutes.